Hello students, now we will discuss about the separation techniques of the mixing compounds in a solution. How can we separate it? So here we just discuss the separation techniques. Separation techniques. What are the separation techniques are in a given mixtures of compounds? The first is the normally from bottom to top. We just discussed about the first property is uh, we can take the filtration. What is filtration? First thing, the first technique is filtration. We will discuss on here. The first is filtration. This techniques is usually for the normal compound which can be filtered from its residue part. Is just a filtration in this technique. This in this technique in this technique the mixture of compounds the mixture of compounds can be separated through separated through the separating funnel and filter paper. In laboratory, basically we can just separate. It's just like it's a flask, and it's just a flask, and we just take it by the funnel like this. It's just a funnel like this. We can and just filter paper just like a funnel like this, and the filter paper we just placed on this upper surface, and the remaining part residue will remain on this part like this, on the walls of this, and the filtrate will come out of this mixture. So it's just like a filtration properties we usually study in laboratory. So it is a very simple method. We can do it this activity in our home also, but there we can use simply the any cloth part to separate, or any even anything we can separate the mixture. Here the remaining residue will remain at the bottom of the funnel, and in the flask, conical flask, we just take it, and here it is the filtrate we obtain. So filtration, the residue part, the just we want to separate is just separated on here. For example, in the mixture of sand and water, the sand is on here and water is collected at the bottom. So next method is next separation techniques. We can take just like a second one is uh, crystallization. Crystallization. What are the crystallization? The crystallization is a technique in which we just boil any compound, and after some time, after and then it and then cool it suddenly at very low temperature. The crystal like formation is just be formed in that particular container. We just take the compound in it. So for example, we have just taken a beaker, and the compound is mixed in it, and it is warm through the burner, and it is placed on a tripod stand like this. If you just take in a tripod stand like this, and the burner is, and the wire got just placed on here in laboratory type, and we just say the component will warm after some time, that is the burner we use. So we just, what we see that after some time the compounds, we see the whole solution will get be warmed, and then placed it in a ice at very low temperature. If we cool that compound at low temperature, for example it's a mixture of ice, just like a ice bath, we just put it in the ice solution, we just see the crystals are formed. The crystals, heavy particles like crystals are formed in the bottom like this. A very solid type particles, and just like this is formed in the bottom, and it's like a ice and cooling. Here the first one is warming, it means boiling the component, and then just sudden cooling, we just see the crystals is formed, and which can be separated through filtration method. The next one is, it is separated through filtration method. So this is the very important part of the crystallization separation techniques. And if we take the third one is, that is by separating funnel, by separating funnel, or we can say decantation funnel. In this mixture we just, decantation funnel, in this mixture we just take like this, it's like this, the separating funnel, and we just place the cork on this top, and what we have seen, we just stand it through the stand. These are the basic things just available in your laboratory. So what we see that if we mix the two and more component, we see that one lighter particles is just remain at the top, and the high dense particle just separated in the bottom. It just separated in the bottom, and after moving this cork, the particles will move out and can be and this oily particles will remain this, so it can be separate. This separation is done between, this separation done between lighter, yani high dense or low dense liquid. This separation is done between high or low dense liquid solution. So we can take like this separating funnel by separate the mixture of a given particles. Now we talk about the next important property is just distillation. What is distillation? We will now discuss about distillation. So what is distillation? Distillation, this method is basically used for the two liquid components which are differ in their boiling points, and the next its subtype is just fractional distillation, in which we will discuss about the two liquid components which are nearly very less, we can say very less difference in their boiling point. It means nearly as almost same but very little boiling point difference, in which the liquid components will be separated out by the fractional distillation. So first we'll discuss the distillation on here. What is distillation? It is the process in which the two liquid components are separated having different boiling different boiling point. For example, just like this is the stand. In laboratory it is usually found this like a stand, and on here, if the burner is if the burner is just like placed on here. The tripod stand we just fixed on there, and it's like a burner where the flame is come out, and on a wire gauge we just placed. This is a wire gauge where we just place a round bottom flask. Any container just like a round bottom flask we just placed on here. So just put the thermometer and fixed it by the cork, and after some time we just see that it is fixed. After some time we just see that the lower boiling point particle, the lower boiling point liquid solvent is just evaporate first, and then it is the condenser we just applied on here, just water outlet and just a water inlet like this. And this is the thing it is the liquid particle is moving out, and after the condenser it just can be collected on this in a jar. So lower boiling point liquid can be separated by this technique. You just hold it like this from here, so we can easily, that is water inlet and water outlet, and we can find the remaining liquid in this, the another container we can collect it. It's just a low boiling point liquid is separated out, while the high boiling point liquid will remain in the bottom of the container. So in this, just like the distillation process, we can separate any liquid mixture. Now come to the fractional distillation. So in fractional distillation, what will we do? In fractional distillation, we use the Beats, yeah, fraction type column, liquid column of fractional type, that is the stand, and on here we just fix or mounted its part from the fraction like funnel. It's just like a fractionated column in which beats like or we can say fractionated columns are just beats, where it is the beats are only very closely boiling point liquid just moved out, and if we just connected its part from like this, so what we will get here is also the condenser is used, water condenser is also used on here, just like that. And okay, So, and the round bottom flask is surmounted on here, just like we just draw with very free hand, so it can be mistakenly not too round, as you can see, and you will can do it. So this is like this. It's a tripod stand we just fixed on here, and just burner we just put in, and the liquid solvent is just boiling and boiling. And these beads are usually used to the very close, for example, acetone and ethanol. Acetone or benzene or acetone and ethanol, we can say we can separate it, the mixture of acetone and ethanol, if we take, and we can separate it through like this. The less boiling point components, the processing working are same, is processing of this fractional distillation is same just like a distillation, but here the beads of fractionating column is just used on here. It just fractionation column contain beads where the very in a very hard way the liquid rises and just moved out through the condenser and collected on here. So low boiling point component, it's just a boiling point difference, just like a 15 to 25 degrees Celsius components are usually used by this method. So acetone and ethanol has very less boiling point, so that these are used in fractional distillation method. In this way you can easily understand this separating techniques, uh, and write in your examination if you have given the questions on it and solved it. Thank you.